I request everyone to please be seated. Now, let us shut down the darkness of ignorance with the light of wisdom. I may now request our dignitaries on stage to lighten the lamp of wisdom.
அந்த கூட்ட வச்சு எழுத கொடுத்தாச்சுன்னா சரி அதுல இருக்க சொல்ல வேண்டாம் கொடுத்தோம்னு சொல்லாம
Thank you, dignitaries. I now request Ms. A. Vijayalakshmi Ma'am, Assistant Professor and Head in Charge of UG Department of Computer Science, to welcome the gathering. Jai Shri Krishna. A very good afternoon to one and all gathered here. First of all, I bow my head to God the Almighty, who has showered His blessings on all of us to see this wonderful day. My sincere thanks and gratitude to our management, our Honorable Secretary Shri Ashok Kumar Mundraji, our respected Principal, Member Syndicate of Madras University, and Organizing Secretary for this 1 week International FDP, Captain Dr. S. Santosh Babu sir, who has come over here to inaugurate this event. So, thank you and welcome, sir. And it's my privilege to welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Banu Prasad sir, for his acceptance to and to deliver us a session on cyber forensics and information security. Thank you. I welcome all the heads from various departments, faculty members, research scholars, and various staff members for this event. And I'm sure that this 1 week international FDP on cyber forensics and information security would enhance our knowledge to a very high level. Thank you, and I welcome you all once again. Thank you, ma'am, for your warm welcome. I will now request our principal, Captain Dr. S. Santosh Babu sir, to give the presidential address.
Good afternoon to all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Dr. P. Ram Prasad is a able administrator, the chief mentor of Sahajanand Laser Technology Private Limited and director R&D Technology, France, advisor Business Development, advisor KRN, Center of Excellence on Industry 4.0, by consortium of ITE, STPI, Renai and Gopal, Visakhapatnam. Advisor in R&D, Sri Vidya Nikaitan Education Trust, Tirupati. Chief mentor Jackson Vision Private Limited, USA, Dubai. And visiting scientist, Indian Statistical Institute, Bangalore. Goes on. It is my privilege to welcome you for this wonderful 7 days FDP program. Welcome, Nisha.
That Department of Computer Science is having its own tradition of conducting any program
Traditionally,
and also towards the knowledge development for the students and also for the faculty members. So keeping in that mind, I want to have a FDP program for the faculty members. And I was discussing with the head of the Department of Computer Science, Vijay Lakshmi, and his team, how this type of program for a so in this concept, we had a brief discussion and we want to have a very good speaker and also a personality to be with us for the inauguration. So based on that, we have a very good eminent personality with us. And we had a discussion with the various faculty members in and around the world, especially Mr. Balu of Bharatiya University, Dr. Balu of Bharatiya University and others, to find out good speakers to deliver the content on various topics, like Srinivas, Raja Silvaraj, and again the Dr. Balu from Dr. Shailesh Iyer from Coimbatore, from Ahmedabad, Mr. A. Melsko from USA, and Ruhila Hassan from Kashmir. And also, with respect to the topic of cyber forensic and information security. In the olden days, we know only about networks. We used to call it as computer networks or like data communication. Whenever the networking takes place, automatically the problem will come. The network may be a good network or a bad network. If the network is good, the problem will not be nothing will happen. But if the network is not good, we have to take a lot of security measures. When you talk about this 7 layers in networks in the early 80s, where we have a peer-to-peer communication, and we are very happy with that networking, whether maybe a ring topology or star topology or bus topology. But now we are not much happy on that. We are moved towards the concept of client-server architecture with various protocols like request-reply protocol, etc. And even we have started having a tailor-made protocols for networking based on the requirement of the customer. The complication of networking have increased. Communicating between switches, communicating with with the bridge, communicating with the end-to-end protocol. There are a lot of connectivity have taken place, lot of communication have taken place using different protocols. Because of that, there comes the cyber forensic. How when you do any problems in the real-time world, the forensic department will find out the cause of the problem or cause of the crime. Maybe like finding out the fingerprint like that. That respect to the human value. Now when you come to the computers, we have to write a program, security program at switch level, at the router level. We have to write a routine. The scientists started working on different types of switches, manageable switches, non-manageable switches, and code was written. There will be a hackers. They used to bypass that code and they will be into there and they were started getting the data. They will be interpreting the data and they will be sending the false data, so on. So in that case, what type of security we are able to provide in the network? It's a very big challenge. Still, today it is a big challenge for us. How we are going to overcome that? It's a very big challenge where a lot of Cisco and other organizations is working on it, and they are trying to provide a effective and efficient switches for the networking. In spite of that, one side, how when you strengthen the police, automatically the thief also will be got strengthened. The thief will have various methodology to do mischief, to do the work. Like that, the police will be using various methodology to find out the things. This is like win-win situation, where the networking is going simultaneously. How to overcome the problem is also going like that. The cyber law have come into existence recently. So whatever the things if you do, now the cyber law implemented. When you do anything wrong, you will be punished. Like that, the networking is going from 7 layers to client-server architecture concept, where in the distributed computing, sometimes it may be a client, another time it will be a server, sometimes it will be a node, like that. Lot of emulator, lot of programs, emulator programs have been developed at the hardware level. Each and every hardware level, hardware is having its own routine, and the routine will check the routing algorithms following various methods like shortest path or longest path or priority based, like that. So like that, lot of complication. We will call it as a mesh topology. The networking have become a mesh topology where you could not tell it as ring topology, you could not tell it as a star topology, you could not talk it as broadband topology, bus topology. Now it become a complicated networks where we are finding very difficult to address. So now we have a proper methodology for addressing the system using an IP. IP plays an important role. If you are able to find out the IP of a particular machine, we can identify where the problem it is. For this, the routine, separate routine have been written. So these are the things that are going on in the field of cyber forensics and information security. Security towards the networks, security towards the information. The information is embedded. Maybe a visible or invisible mode. A lot of things are going on. So we have various speakers for all the 7 days. So during that deliberation, each and every speaker, they are going to talk about the concept. Our concept of FDP is cyber forensics and information security. In that concept, the speaker is going to deliberate the system to you. So really, I think this will be very helpful for the research scholars and also to the faculty. The faculty need more training before facing the student. Due to the modern era, everything is available in web. Now the students also started coming to the class with preparation. Previously, when we are doing our program, even we would have not saw the books. 80s, 90s, there is no enough book in the field of computer science. Whatever the teacher taught, whatever he writes, that will be our notes. Based on the notes only, we will be facing the examination, we will be developing the knowledge. Now it is not like that. Here, now the students are coming to the class in order to correlate their ideas with the delivery given by the faculty members. The students are more knowledgeable than the faculty in few areas, handling devices. So in that case, faculty needs lot of training. Because of that only, the new education policy and also in other areas, it is faculty centric, where the faculties have to undergo a lot of trainings. So keeping in that mind, made me to think about having a FDP program for all the faculty members of the country, so that we have planned within a short span, and we took nearly 4-5 days only 5-6 days before we have discussed about this, and we are able to find out a good speaker and other speakers also. And I understood that lot of queries is coming to me where they want to attend the FDP. That shows that the keen of the faculty to attend FDP is there. Each and every faculty, they started attending the faculty development programs. They started presenting the papers in the conference. So this is the next change add in the field of higher education. So in order to satisfy the faculties, this FDP is conducted. I feel that definitely this will be helpful for all the research scholars and faculty members. With these few words, I'd like to thank the management, Sri Ashok Indraji, who have given us a permission to have this FDP program in our campus in a blended mode. So now, hereafter, whatever the program will happen in our campus, it will be a blended mode. It will not be within the 4 walls. It will be forecasted to outside the world also. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming here.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words this evening. I now request our beloved Principal Captain Dr. S. Santosh Babu, sir, to honor our chief guest. I may now request Mr. B. Suresh, sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, to honor our principal. Thank you, dignitaries. Today, unfortunately, our beloved Secretary, Shri Ashok Kumar Mudraji, is unable to join us in this FDP inaugural. Sir has given his message, and I feel it an honor to render the felicitation on Sir's behalf. Greetings, faculties. I am glad that the Department of Computer Science is conducting one-week International Faculty Development Program on Cyber Forensics and Information Security. Without professional development opportunities, a faculty is often isolated and unaware of beneficial, innovative, and pedagogical approaches. Professional development strengthens the effective, intellectual, and social aspects of academic and research life. FDPs improve the academic experience at institutions for the faculty members, and many such FDPs are needed in near future. I wish all faculties a happy learning, and I congratulate the Department of Computer Science for taking this initiative. With hearty wishes, our beloved Ashok Kumar Mundraji. Thank you, sir, for your wonderful and motivating words. It is an honor for me to introduce our dynamic chief guest for today, Dr. P. Banu Prasad, sir. Sir is a chief mentor at Sahajanan Laser Technology Limited, India, Diamond, and a director R&D, Kellen Technology, France. Sir is an advisor, AR and VR, Center of Excellence, COE, on Industry 4.0 by Consortium of Meetwise, SUBI, RINL, and GOAP, Vishakhapatnam, and an advisor, R&D, Shri Vidyaniketan Educational Trust, Tirupati. Sir is also a chief mentor, Jackson Vision Private Limited, USA, Dubai, India. Sir is a visiting scientist, Indian Statistical Institute, Bangalore. Sir is a visiting professor, Sri Vishnu College of Engineering, Bhimavaram. Visiting professor in Powai Institutions, Namakkal. Sir is an advisor, MD Engineering, France. Advisor in Appasamy Associates, Chennai, India. Sir has done his PhD in engineering and postdoctoral research at University de Caen, France. Sir has also received the Academic Award of Excellence. Sir is currently guiding students in research in AR/VR in cybersecurity. Sir is an advisor to more than 15 industries and R&D centers in France, Germany, and India to develop innovative products with future technology. Sir has published several research articles and book chapters related to applications of machine vision, industry education 4.0, augmented and virtual reality. He is a member of Journal Editorial Board. Sir has 40 years of experience in several industries and academic organizations in Europe, based in France, and a life member in international scientific research organizations like CSI, AMSI. His research interests are related to immediate industrial applications that have impact on society, which include business analytics, virtual reality, augmented reality, cybersecurity, digital healthcare, autonomous vehicles, smart roads, and smart intelligent transport systems, advanced driver assistance systems, machine vision in pharmaceutical, automobile industry, smart factory, intelligent manufacturing, virtual labs. Several innovative products has been designed and developed for automotive, pharmaceutical, diamond industry are in the market in Europe and India. Sir has given several invited talks in India, USA, and Europe to motivate young researchers and entrepreneurs to think in the direction of innovative products. Student projects to product is a specialization, and Sir is working with several students in India. Such great academician who is also an industrialist here with us as our chief guest. I may now request our honorable chief guest, Dr. Banu Prasad Sir, to render the chief guest address.
Thank you, Renupriya. When you read it, it's more than what I have. Dr. Santosh, Dr. Suresh, thank you very much for inviting me to this occasion to speak few words. I just wanted to start with my career so that I can probably give you some ideas. After my master's in applied mathematics, I went to IIT Kharagpur to teach mathematics. So in the beginning, for the students of geology and geophysics. So at that moment of time, the students which are not interested in mathematics, not willing to learn mathematics, like to join in biology, medicine, and geology and geophysics. So that is the situation there. So when I went there and started teaching them, so they're unable to, nobody is shown any interest. They want only the pass marks to pass the exam. That's the situation. So after observing a few sessions, so I started a reverse processing. So I just started, spend about 2 months myself, like a locked room, doing research, how to teach mathematics to these people who are really not at all interested, not designed to learn anything. So then I found a way to teach mathematics without mathematics. So not teaching any mathematics, just showing only the applications, how they are applied in the field. They started showing a lot of interest in that. So I continued, and then everybody shown interest in learning mathematics without mathematics. That is my starting of profession. And everybody is interested. And to my surprise, by the end of the year, 4 of geophysics students left the IIT Kharagpur and joined in mathematics MSc course in Indian Institute of Statistics. So that's what I want to say in this one is, once if we create the desire in the students, that can lead to a good profession and good prosperity in the future. This is what I want to say. So the first thing everybody needs is desire. Once you have a desire, then you can acquire the knowledge, and based on to fulfill your knowledge, fulfill your desire, and using your knowledge acquired, you can do a lot of applications that can be useful for the society. Especially, this is very applicable to Vaishnavi College. Why I will explain it. So the desire is, if you know Hindu gods, desire is governed by Ichha Shakti. And knowledge is governed by Jnana Shakti. And the action, the application of what you acquired knowledge to fulfill your desire is called Kriya Shakti. So these are the three Shaktis, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. They will give you a lot of prosperity together. And if you combine the combined energy of this Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti is called Vaishnavi Devi. So this is more appropriate as this place is also Vaishnavi College. Now coming to the session. So most of you here are four categories. So the first one is wants to know what is happening here. Maybe useful or may not be useful. Just let's go and listen to that. Okay. That's very good. Second category of people, students, could be they have a desire to learn cyber security, cyber related aspects, and they came here. And the third category is more they know what is cyber related problems and they want to acquire the knowledge. And the fourth category is more they know about cyber problems and they came here to know how it is applicable to today's situation and in future. So based on this, I made a presentation today for the topic of cyber forensics and information science using the technology that is not available at this moment, and the technology will be arriving in 5 to 10 years to come. So even if you go and search, some of them is not available on the internet. So that's available only on the presentation and in some of my research and work with European companies in this field. So I will go and explain in the presentation in the later stage. And along with this one, our colleagues in the FTP program will also explain you more tools related to that. With regards to that, so I am more concentrating only to show you what you can do with the future tools, what are those tools and so on. And I thank you very much for the management for inviting me for this session. And then I will see you back again in the presentation. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sunil sir கூப்பிடுங்க. Sunil sir கூப்பிடுங்க.
Hello all. Can I know when the session will start?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good evening again. So this is just want to show you that what I'm showing a little future technology. Even then you can do it. It's not a problem. Just listen it. So before going there, what is the importance of cyber security and cyber forensics, information security, and so on? The main importance is due to the industrial revolution. So, do you have any pointer like? Okay. So if you see the first one on the left side is Industry 1.0, where only the mechanical systems are existing at that moment of time. There is no problem of cyber security. There is no cyber exists at that moment of time. Only mechanical parts. And then goes to the Industry 2.0. There is a little more automation improvement. And the Industry 3.0, there is a more and more automation, some type of electronic components, and more advanced. And at this moment of time, we are at Industry 4.0. Where we have all these problems of cyber security, everything is going on the web. There's nothing private. Everything is public. So when you make phone calls, if something happens, if I go to police, I can know all whatever calls you made it, to whom, when, everything is known. So nothing is secret existing at this moment. So due to this revolution of cyber activity in Industry 4.0, that is evolution at this moment, causing a lot of problems in the cyber activity. So that is the basic information what we are going to discuss today. I'll just have a brief video about some of the things of Industry 4.0, how it is affecting our lives and the industry. You can see everything is cyber, internet, online, web. At the moment, if you know, we are at Web 2.0. The future is Web 3.0, which will come very soon. So at the moment, Web 2.0 is on the two. So in this place, everything is virtual. You don't need to be there in the location. As you know now, most of the online classes are going on. It's still Web 2.0. And I will show you that after some time, I'll show you what is Web 3.0, which is future, which is attracting to you in future. What is the technology that is coming in future? But what we have at the moment is more Web 2.0. That is what you cannot interact with other person. You can interact only by speech. You cannot beat him from here. So a student who is not listening, you cannot scold him. Only you can scold with words, but with your hand you cannot do anything. Whereas in Web 3.0, you can do that. If a student not listening or sleeping, you can wake him up with your hand. So that's what happened in Web 3.0. So at the moment, what we have is Web 2.0. That's what we have seen. So in this Industry 4.0 revolution, the more important is cyber security. So a lot of security is missing due to old components existing in the cyber activity, or due to lack of knowledge, or some of the mischiefs who are doing the mischief within the cyber activity. So this is an overall picture of Industry 4.0. What you have is autonomous robots, big data analytics, supply chain, which is a huge. If you want to buy something today, it has to come from China. From China to here, there's a lot of logistics going on. This is called supply chain. And additive manufacturing, you already heard about it, 3D printing. And then cloud computing, you already know, Amazon Web Services and so on. And then new business models. Due to this, there's a lot of new business models. Like until 2 years back, we don't know much about online classes. So now online classes is a new business model came up due to virus. Artificial intelligence, everybody knows about it. Artificial intelligence learn by itself and then improve by itself. And this is a basic concept of artificial intelligence. And cyber security is the key of all these activities. And other one more important is augmented reality and virtual reality. I will focus and give you some ideas of augmented reality and virtual reality, which will be useful in cyber forensics and information security, both at physical level and also at cyber level, both levels. So if we talk about cyber security, cyber forensics, okay. Objectives of this is admissible, authentic, whatever you observed as a fault in the cyber area, with the cyber forensics, you need to get authentic information. It should be complete, reliable, and believable, and it should be legally acceptable. Okay. When something happened in a cyber activity, which is a fault, which is a theft of something, theft of money, theft of objects, theft of intellectual property, even controlling of minds of other people. This is also cyber activity which is going on nowadays. All these should be legally acceptable also. In forensics, these are the 5 more important things. Preservation of the data, so that we can prove that something happened, and the identification of the fault, identification of the problem, extraction of that data, and then interpretation and reporting, so that it is legally acceptable. So some of the keywords, very briefly I have written because of the space, there are a lot of hundreds of keywords, but most important is persistent, volatile, tampering. The data should not be tampered by somebody before you are searching for the problem. And then perpetrators, and this is very important concept, and smoking gun. You should note these keywords. Trust but verify, and traceability. Traceability is very important. So if something happened in somewhere, you should be able to trace what is the origin of the problem, root of the problem, and why it is affected in that place. Why the people are doing these cyber attacks? The reason could be intellectual property. Somebody wants to theft of intellectual property. Some people want to destroy the intellectual property of the other people. Like today's mobile phones is one of the example. It is really destroying the intellectuality of the students. Most of the students is also a problem. It's a part of cyber forensics. It's a power game. Over in the elections want to win, so you use cyber attacks to destroy the other candidates. Accidental, it can be accidental. You are learning something with your coding experiments, and you do some mistakes in your coding, and then that can attack to something else. It can be used for mass marketing and telecom. I used to work for a European telecom for 16 countries. I have developed a complete cyber forensics software installed on the cell phone towers, which will detect the false calls, by which thousands or millions of minutes are grabbed from the operator and used in a fraudulent way. Football match fixing, so this is also there nowadays. Earlier, only the referee used to see and judge. Nowadays, what's happening, even the referee look at the video and give the final decision. In between, cyber attacks happens, and some of the parts of the videos are misplaced, so that the wrong decisions are made. So these are the applications. I just want to show you the applications in different areas of cyber forensics. First one is finance. banking, money. This everybody knows, everybody talks. Even if you go to any cyber forensics or cyber security courses, this is the one topic very highlighted. But this is one of them. But the major ones are coming up in the next 5 to 10 years because of the technology. So I'm not focusing anything on this one because in the next 4 or 5 days, you are going to listen to this again and again about the financial aspects. One of the top problems is theft of IP, intellectual properties. Somebody has an intellectual property and it is stolen from through the cyber. Yes. The next one is software delivery. So when, for example, Android is going to deliver a new version, somebody will intrusion into the system and produce some type of virus inside it, and everybody, millions of people will get into virus. So this is the next step of the problem. And the third one is how to be safe online fraud teachers. This is becoming more and more since last 4 to 5 years. Even before the virus came in, there's a lot of cyber attacks going on where the teacher may be fraudulent or somebody's intrusion inside and selectively send a lot of unuseful information to the students without the knowledge of the teachers. This is a big problem for online classes. This is another problem of cyber attacks. For forensics, it's extremely difficult task. It is called ICS, Industrial Control Systems. For example, on the bottom right side, you can see the biscuit manufacturing in Nestle in France. They started this company about 40, 50, 60 years back, and they have bought these industrial control systems for automation, like biscuits are the biscuit raw material is produced somewhere and then come here and moduled into the biscuit, and the biscuits come under packaging and so on and so on. And these process automation systems are purchased a long back, maybe about 20 years back, 30 years back, and they are still using the same systems. Because of this, it's extremely easy for somebody to enter into these old systems. And at that moment of time, there is not much about the passwords. Whoever sold the ICS, they used to put some password 1, 2, 3, 4. Most of the time 1, 2, 3, 4, and they keep the same password because they don't know about cyber attacks at that moment of time. Now, even the awareness came, so they feel that okay, it doesn't matter. Nobody comes to our office and do that. But whenever they made an update on the software, still the same password exists. And instead of the biscuits of the shape, something else will come there. And they have a lot of problems recently. We are working on that product. And in the pharmaceutical industry, we have the same problem, change of the formulations through the cyber attacks. And tracing this is extremely difficult. And packaging into the wrong packages, putting the dates, expiry dates wrongly, all these are the cyber attacks, which needs forensic ideas. This is another typical thing. People are talking and started thinking about it. Aeroplane needs millions of parts, not thousands, not 100,000s, not lakhs or not crores. It's millions of parts there. Even the cable running through the aeroplane itself is few kilometers long. Cable is inserted in one aeroplane. So with all these one, there is a lot of chance of having a cyber attack on this, either at the production or in the daily running basis. So this is one of the major problems. Nowadays, even the mobile phones are activated on the aeroplane, and there is a more and more chance of having the cyber attacks. This is another future, and now I am very fortunate to go into one of these autonomous vehicles. I went through one of the Mercedes vehicle for about 200 kilometers without a driver, without any steering wheels, no brakes, nothing. So you just sit in the car and 4 people like a meeting room, and you start discussing, and the car will take you to the place where you need to go. This is called autonomous vehicles. This I had experience of going into this car for about 100 kilometers without any problem. When there is a red light, it will stop. Whenever there is a path for walking people, it will stop, but it will let them go and then traverse the junctions and going into the auto routes and so on. So this is one of the major coming up with by 2030. The expectation is about 70 to 80% of the cars will be autonomous by that time. So it's not too far. It's only 8 years long from here. Already in the United States, large transport trucks are autonomous nowadays. So they don't have any driver. They will go at the frequent speed as per the regulations, and no stoppages for the lunch, dinner, breakfast, or sleeping, etc. It will just go for 24 hours a day and transport the material from one place to another place. This is already existing in many states in United States of America. So this is one of the major area where you have a cyber attacks and then need a lot of forensics prefabricated inside it. And the next one is home automation. This is already even in India, in the newly constructed buildings, the automation is going on there. And this automation is even otherwise, in our apartment complex, we have the video surveillance, which is controlled outside through the internet, and somebody can attack and grab the information and find out who is coming and who is not there in the apartment for the last 1 week and everything, and they can come and grab whatever they wanted. So these are the typical problems of cyber problems through this. And the next one, if you see on the right side, he is the king of Bahrain. He has a robot behind him. This robot takes care of everything for him. Whenever he needs to take a medicine, it will give the medicine. Whenever he needs to eat something, he will give the medicine. When somebody is coming to attack, he will grab him and hide him inside, and everything does the complete robot. It's live working now. There is a very good chance of having a cyber attacks there. So cyber forensics is included in the robot, so that it will go on with artificial intelligence. It will go on learning the things by itself and improve by itself. This is an intelligent robot. This is another application of cyber attacks and forensics. Is the warehouse. When you order something in Amazon, there is a very big go down somewhere outside Chennai, outside Bangalore, outside Delhi. So using the augmented reality, the person will hold specs like specs, exactly the specs. They hold the specs on there. I'll show you the demonstration a little later. Without in front of him, he will get all the instructions of the orders, and he will directly go and pick up the things. And this is a completely 100% cyber activity here, and there's a lot of chance of having a fraud. In south of France, we have a very big warehouse like this one. There used to be a very interesting fraud. The van truck with the material used to come to the warehouse. They stop at the door. Probably you might have seen the warehouse at the door, and they transport the material inside the warehouse. So these people used to, at that moment of time, this is around 10 to 15 years back, they don't have cameras. They have some type of passage where it recognizes that material went inside. That's the only tracking they have it. So these people are very intelligent. That they used to take inside, and slowly they used to bring it back. So the system is incapable of recognizing the objects going out. It can recognize the objects going inside. So they lost a lot of material. After that, we have a lot of cyber forensics and find out the problems there. So with that, I just wanted to tell you, when you see these examples, I have given only few examples because Dr. Vijayalakshmi has given me only 15 minutes, so I just want to finish it in 15 minutes. So the Indian mythology, you have a Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra, Shiva. So whenever you are creating a cyber activity, you need to create it carefully, including all the necessary things. And you should always think in terms of the future, what will happen for the future. If you make for example, Brahma created a person at this moment of time, which has a habits of 100 years back, he cannot live in this world. In the same way, whenever you make a creation of a product, you should think about the future. For the next, the man can live for 120 years. So you should think about next 120 years, make sure that he will live in this world. Similarly, in the cyber product, we should always think what is going to happen in future, what will be the future products coming in and so on. So now, how many of you know about augmented reality and virtual reality? Can you raise the hands? Virtual reality, anybody knows? One? No, not much. Oh, okay. So I'll make a demonstration. Small, yeah, everybody knows this headsets like this one, and you see the watch the films. Nobody else watch it. You watch it alone. These films. That is the virtual reality. I'll show you the example. So now the new Web 3.0 together, it's called Metaverse. Have you heard about the word Metaverse? So Metaverse is a new technology, maybe most probably replace the internet in the next 4 to 5 years. And Metaverse will come into effect in place of the internet. This is a new technology that I will explain it here. So this is a technology that can be used for the cyber forensics much easily compared to what we have now. Now what we have is a one screen, one big screen and 2 other screens here, and you go on analyzing on these 3 physical screens. Whereas Metaverse, everything is virtual. You have hundreds of screens in front of you, and you can grab things and you put things there and you push it and so on with your hands. Everything you can do with your hands. This is a part of the Metaverse. I will explain you and show you a small demonstration of it now. The next one is very important is whenever you are, not only for the cyber thing, and in your life also, you will become special in your prosperity and your profession when you see something which is invisible to others. Then only you are able to capture it. Okay? So this is what happens most of the cyber attacks, they will do this one. So they see certain things which are invisible to others, so that they cannot attack the cyber activity in such a way nobody else can find it for a long time, so that they can grab what they want it. But you can use as a student when you go out of this college and when you search for a job, don't go for just like everybody is going for Python program. I will also go for Python program. So there are millions of people with Python program will be there, and you are one of them. So always try to find a domain which will come in future and which will be more attractive to you and more prosperity for you and good profession for you. That is more important in here. One of the biggest cyber attack nobody talks about, not many people talks about, is on our minds. These mobiles came and so much of information of WhatsApp, every day, hundreds of thousands of WhatsApp messages, internet, YouTube, and so on. It is grabbing our mind and distorting your mind. And this is one of the biggest problem which is going to happen, already happening now, and then which will happen very soon along. So for cyber forensics and information security, these are the few things I like to highlight. What you have is the solutions. You can see it in the bottom. Cryptology is one of the important things. How to crypt the information so that nobody else can read it, other than the person which is supposed to get it. Okay? And then Web 3.0. At the moment, what we have is Web 2.0. This is the that. That means you can speak to the other person, you can see the other person, but you cannot do anything to the other person. You cannot harm the other person, you cannot feel the emotions to the other persons. So in Web 3.0, if, for example, your child is somewhere else in the hostel somewhere, and you want to touch and have a feeling of touching to the person, this is possible in Web 3.0 very soon. And then NFT is there, non-fungible tokens. This is one of the concepts you should learn slowly. Computer vision, this is the heart of all these technologies. Traceability, track and trace. Astrology is going very, very high in cybersecurity issues. In France and most of the European countries, they are investing a lot of money, including NASA, and using the astrology for certain aspects of these cyber attacks. Metaverse is a combination of augmented reality, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, smart modeling technology, and blockchain. So this is just I have developed a small package based on the astrology, Indian astrology and mind map. So you can start if you cyber forensics. You start somewhere, go on searching for things. Ultimately, for reaching the problem, root problem. Using the mind map and astrology, it's possible to identify the place. And from there, using the mind map, you can go through a place and identify the root problems. This is one of the technology we are developing for European countries. This is another problem of cyber, one type of cyber other things like. So a lot of medicines manufactured in India. So you know, pharmaceutical is one of the major production in India. So what is happening is these people buy from Gujarat, the pharmaceutical industries of medicines, to Andhra Pradesh. They will come to Andhra Pradesh and then they repack it and sell it to, unofficially sell it to America. So when they buy it for 1 rupee and they sell it to America for $1. So this is having a lot of cyber problems, including into this one. This is another problem, tracking the diamonds, so valuable diamonds. Some of the diamonds are stolen and it go into different places. Like this one, Kohinoor, it about 5,000 years back, it was discovered in Guntur in Andhra Pradesh, and finally, after a lot of years, maybe about 2,000, 3,000 years, it was found in London. So all these things you can trace it, and so that we know what's happening, all the valuable diamonds. This is about metaverse, how it works. For example, I want to buy an apartment in Chennai. I am in France, in Paris. I want to buy an apartment in Chennai. I cannot go all the way to Chennai to see and come back. So not one apartment, maybe I want to visit 10 apartments. So metaverse will help you to have one type of shoot. You can see the image of the shoot. You have a shoot, and then virtually you can go into that apartment. You can walk inside the apartment. You can touch the switches on and off there, from there. And you can see how the apartment looks like. And then you can make a choice. Even before making a choice, you can do a lot of things. This I think I already shown you, but I just wanted to, in the images, the main technologies of metaverse. You should know metaverse. Meta means beyond, verse means universe. It is beyond universe. This is the name given by many people. Now it's like an open source. And Facebook is working a lot, and that's why they changed the name Facebook to Meta. And Microsoft is working with Microsoft Mesh software. There is a lot of software and hardware involved in this one. So you have a augmented reality and virtual reality is like this one. Now I think most of the people recognize these headset for the virtual reality. And then artificial intelligence, and you have CFT, and then 3D, and then blockchain and IoT. All this together is some of the examples of the meta. Before telling you how this is applied in cyber forensics and information security, I'm just giving you the examples of metaverse so that you can feel it, how it looks like. Okay. So as I said, you can buy an apartment or you can move around. For example, I want to visit the Eiffel Tower in Paris from here. I can
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt you.
And virtually climbing in the Eiffel Tower and look at the 360 degrees around the Paris.
Excuse me, sir.
Next one application is virtual conference. So now also you are doing like Zoom and other online classes. You are doing the virtual classes, but the difference here is you have a conference room or like a conference here. You are not here, but virtually your image is taken in 3-dimensional and reproduced here in each of the seats. So virtually you are here. I can see all of you in the chairs virtually in front of me. I can talk to you, and you can also make the gests like this one, and then you can do like this one. You can do everything from your home using a 3D technology and smart modeling. I can see you all sitting here and doing things. That is the conference. And recently on February 5th, 2022, in Maharashtra or Gujarat, there is a marriage happened virtually. And you can see, you don't see any difference between the physical marriage and this virtual marriage. So the two couple are somewhere else. One is in USA and one is somewhere else. And they are virtually there, reproduced there in 3D. And everything, whatever they do is happening here. This is the virtual marriage happened. And the next one on this corner is a very good application by Nike, shoemaker. Virtually, you can go to the showroom of the Nike. You can try which one is better fit for your leg. Because of the suit, what you have on you, it will exactly, that suit will take your muscle reactions, and because of that you can virtually try the shoe, and once you are satisfied with the shoe, using the block technology, you just pay virtually. So everything is combined together is in a metaverse where you virtually go somewhere in Paris in Nike store, a Nike manufacturing area, you try the shoes what you like and pay using the blockchain, and your shoes will be at your home the next day. It's a small example of metaverse with a haptics suit. In future, in Web 3.0, even the costumes, you can buy it in the online and you can change your way you look like in the internet. And then you see, this is a conference room. Virtually, everybody is sitting, and on the front, somebody is looking at the conference room. And this is a shoot, haptic shoot. With this haptic shoot, if, for example, you are going out and raining happening at the place, and you feel the rain inside the coat also. And the other person, if he hit you virtually, you feel that heat on your stomach. He will hit you on the stomach virtually, and the suit replicate that heat on your stomach or on your back and so on. So this is the advantage of this metaverse. So this is the advantage of this metaverse is you have hundreds of screens in front of you. So there's and now with my laptop I have only one screen. So whatever analysis I want to do with cyber forensics, it's very difficult. You have one window and grab something, another window and another window and so on. So you are limited with the space. Whereas this metaverse, you have a virtual space in front of you, and your hands are with the hands, you do the movements and you do what you want. You have a screen here, you have a screen here, you have a screen here, and you can throw out the screen and bring another screen here, and so on. You can do a lot of manipulations with your hands, with your reactions, emotions, and so on. So when you are reconstituting a crime scene, it's also extremely easy. You can recreate the crime scene in several ways. Even the cyber crime, you can reconstitute in the several ways, and you can see more appropriate is the one. Whereas with the laptop screen, you have one screen where you want to reconstitute something, a scene of cyber crime. You have only one screen limited in a small space. Whereas here, virtual space, you have a 360 degrees over, and you can have any number of screens into the depth. Even whole room, you have hundreds of screens behind you. You can make a lot of things around the screen. This is a major advantage for the cyber forensics. Whereas now the limited is with the space with the laptop, or with 1 or 2 or 3 screens maximum you have it, and only within the limited space you need to work out. Whereas the metaverse, you have an infinite amount of space in front of you. You can handle it with your hands, and at the same time, the same information can be seen by many people and can also modify from the other side also. This is the more advantage of metaverse. In the metaverse, more important parts are the augmented reality and virtual reality. So today I just want to give a flavor, because as you said, not many people are knowing about augmented and virtual reality. I just want to give a few slides on that one. This is the part of the cyber forensics. I will show you the examples also. It's like this is like a specs, ordinary specs with more intelligence. It has a connection to the cyberspace. So wherever you are, for example, I am in this conference room. If I have this augmented reality glasses, I can see a person like this one, and then immediately through my glasses, augmented reality glasses, I can see her name, what is she, what is doing, what is her address, what is her phone number, everything on her head. I can see on her head. So this is called the augmented reality. So if the teacher is speaking something and somebody is not listening, then immediately I can see who is this person, what is he doing, what is his marks and everything. I can get all the information about him. This is more about augmented reality. So the glasses look like this one. So it's like just like ordinary glasses. It weighs only about few grams, I think 75 to 100 grams only. You just wear it and then you can have it. Even with mobile phone, I can do it. I will show you the demonstration with the mobile phone because I don't have the specs at the moment. This is a few examples, starting with physical forensics effect. So the police can have these augmented reality glasses, and then you want to search in the car for the things which is illegally transporting. So this intelligence in the augmented reality glass can automatically identify which are illegal and which are legal things available in the car. So at the moment, police may not know everything in the world, what is legal and what is illegal. There are thousands of things in a different fashion. So these augmented reality glasses will help you to identify what is illegal transportation. They can easily identify the stolen cars. Somebody is violating the rules, so he can identify the violating rules. Somebody thief is going around, then he can identify he is a thief, catch hold of him. Yeah. This is a very good application recently with the mobile phone and the augmented reality glasses also. So you can have these glasses. For example, you are going in the very busy street in Chennai, and from the information of the cyber web, it will pick up the information of the area, whether this area is prone to have any lot of thefts, malfunctions. There are a lot of people which are not supposed to be there. It can identify it, and it can suggest you don't go there. There are a lot of robbers here, pickpockets here, and so on. So this is a very nice application, overlaps on the Google Maps. This is the application of the diamonds. We made it with augmented reality glasses. So when you look at these stones, they are like an ordinary stones, which is white stones on the road. But when you look at it through the augmented reality glasses, you can identify that it's a diamond which has a value of 1 crore. Okay. So a small stone which can be a very high value, and then probably you neglect that stone, but ultimately it may give you a lot of money. Okay. When you reconstitution of the scene in forensics, physical forensics, you are supposed to reconstitute the scenes. When you reconstitute, you need to create people and then scenes with the different sarees, with the different dresses, without bags and so on. So using the augmented reality, you can quickly pick up the things and you can put them together and make a man or a woman and put it in the screen in a proper way with your hands. Nothing software, no mouse, no keyboard, no anything. So with augmented reality glasses, you pick up the things, you make the object what you want, man, woman with different saree, color change, hair change, everything, and put it in a position and so on. All these things can be done with augmented reality. And another very important reconstitution of the space. Some murder happened in a room, and you want to reconstitute the room for the murder. So interactively, you can change the colors of the curtains, you can change the colors of the walls, you can change the bed positions, everything with your hands, and you can reconstitute the room as per the crime happened there. Exactly the same way, you can also do the cyber forensics with your hands. You can pick up the things. For example, somebody has a blockchain, a cryptocurrency transferred multiple times. You go to the blockchain and you have a software like MultiGo and other softwares where you can pick up the things of the transactions and with the hands. No software, no physical laptop, no keyboard, no mouse, nothing. With your hands, with augmented reality glasses, you pick up the things, say, okay, this transaction I want to see it. What is the origin of this transaction? What is the end of these transactions? What is the queue in the transactions? All these you can reconstitute just with your hands in the virtual infinite space without having any limitations in the space. This I will skip it, but just wanted to. This is an application, but this is another. Somebody has happened a murder. I want to analyze the body. So I have the augmented reality glasses. I will just verify and click where I need to identify it and find out. For example, you have a mark here. So I will touch the mark. It will take the images and analyze it, and it will tell you what the mark is. And it will also overlap with tests, other tests done like X-rays are there. For example, X-rays are taken or blood tests are taken. All these tests will be overlap on the body so that you know what's happening in the body. And this is also cyber crime with augmented reality glasses. These glasses also useful with the thermal power. You can also see in the night. You can reconstitute the place with the night. For example, you are going inside, and with the augmented reality, you have the time, or is the time limit? This one I will show you the example. So, for example, you go to the doctor, you do a lot of medical tests like MRI, X-rays, and so on. It can overlap on your body, and you see how your heart is working, how your stomach is working, and so on. I will show you the demonstration of
Sir,
this.
sorry to disturb you, sir. Please kindly share your screen properly, sir.
So, with the virtual space like this one, in future you will have just like a glasses like what you have at the moment. With these glasses, you can do all the virtually, all the cyber forensics without any having laptop. The another advantage is you are in the middle of somewhere. You are middle of nowhere. For example, you are in a crime. Suddenly you are a cyber expert and you got a phone call. Immediately with your glasses, you just start it and then it connects to the cyber, and you can manipulate with your hands and you can see yourself and make the cyber forensics without going into the computer. So this is one of the biggest advantage of augmented reality in metaverse. So with this, I think I just completed my presentation, but I want to show two more students. There are a lot of students here. I want to show two slides for you to motivate you. One is you always try to find something unique that not many people are doing. If everybody going to cybersecurity, don't put the same subject. Try to find which will be the unique for you. That way you will be appreciated a lot. And one more thing I want to always tell to the students is build a life, not a resume. Resume is no use. People will look only for what you are capable of doing, and nobody is interested to see what certificates you have it, what you are capable. So build your life, not a resume. This is very important for you. And whenever this is one of the things I want to tell you, whenever you do some project, for example, or you develop a product in future, make the product in such a way that other person will appreciate it. Recently, one, I think, Netherlands person has developed ice cream that have a paracetamol. So children may not like to have a tablet. Even myself, I don't like to take too many tablets. But if I give ice cream, I like it. So at the same time, it will work as a paracetamol. So always try to use multiple uses of the same thing. Even in the examples I've shown you, a few examples I've shown you before, like this one, for example. This one is used both for the forensics application, and at the same time, the future doctor will be like this one. Doctor, you lay down on a table, doctor will come with augmented reality glasses and will verify your body with augmented reality glasses. Augmented reality glasses will give you the suggestions to the doctor, even including the medicines and the problems, etc. And doctor can select one of them and finalize it. Yeah, with this I will end, and this is my just other activities like trekking and mountaineering, etc. So it's one. Being in Tirupati every month, I will walk through Tirumala. It's a nice thing, and astrology is my hobby. With this, thank you very much, and then I will give a small demo of what is augmented reality. I think probably everybody will appreciate, and I request one of them, a victim, to hold this T-shirt. Somebody can come. Anybody. You all are. You can also come. Focus பண்ணுவா. But really appreciating, you should see the live demo. So that I wanted to bring more demos, but due to time, I just brought only one so that you can appreciate. It will motivate you. It will create a desire, Icha Shakti, and that can acquire, and then you can go and search for the knowledge, and then you can do by yourself also. By doing this one, my one engineering student took about 1 month to do this one. So it's not very difficult to do it, but it's really helpful for many applications. Okay, so he is here. So he is here, and we just is an example, but not the reality, but reality is different. So I don't have this, blood test and x-rays and art tests, MRIs, I don't have anything. So I just creating something arbitrary, and this also useful for both teaching and also for the forensics analysis of the person. For somebody, for example, hide the diamonds inside the stomach. It happens. So just I want to see how this heart is working. Okay, and have you had lunch today? So we will see what he has eaten today. Is it interesting for you? Yes. If you say yes, I will show you. Otherwise, no need. How many wants yes, sir? Not many. This is inside his body. Then we'll see. I don't know whether it's visible for you. Heart beating. Can you see it from the back? The digestion system. Breathing. See how he is breathing. Heart is beating. So like this one, augmented reality is so we can overlap if we have the real MRI, heart angiograms and other things, we can overlap and see exactly on the phone or with augmented reality glasses in front of you, so that you can diagnose. Even the doctor can diagnose it or doing that. So in the same way, the cyber forensics also same way. So you have virtually in front of you a lot of things, and you can manipulate with your hands the way you want it. Even certain cases with augmented reality, doctor can see the way you have seen on the mobile phone. Doctor will see in front of you the heart, and then he can see the arteries, how they look like, and how they are functioning. Any bones are fractured in the bones, or any blockages in the arteries. They can see a lot of things, whatever based on the tests done on them. Okay. So hope this will give you an idea of what is augmented reality. And with this, I will end. And I request all of you to go back and try to see what is metaverse. M-E-T-A, verse. It's like meta universe. It is like in India we used to call it Vishnu Nabi, and that is exactly the same name. They found it. Origin is Vishnu Nabi, and now they call it metaverse. And this is the future of internet, replacing the internet few years to come. So I strongly recommend you to consider taking this subject, start learning this subject. I can do, or many people, not many people experts in nowadays. You will find a very few people working on this domain. But this, in the next 5 to 10 years, this will replace, like as we are using mobile phone and internet, you are going to use this metaverse very soon. Thank you very much. Thank you for the management, and thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, everyone present here. With respect to the quotes, gratitude is the quality similar to electricity. Gratitude is the sign of noble soul. It is such an honor for me to get the opportunity to thank you all. On behalf of the Department of Computer Science, Dwaraka Das Govardhan Das Vaishnav College, I would like to express my gratitude to all esteemed delegates of the program for their presence and contribution to make this event grand success. A special thanks to our Secretary, Sri Ashok Kumar Mudraji, and our Principal, Dr. S. Santosh Babu sir, for providing immense support. I extend my gratitude to our Chief Guest, Dr. P. Banu Prasad sir, Chief Mentor in Canon Technology, France, to take out time from his busy schedule to grace this event. Thank you, sir, for inspiring us and encouraging us with your knowledgeable words for this special day. I must thank all the organizing team and our department faculty members for working hard to make the first day of the 1 week international FDP on cyber forensics and information technology successful. Last but not the least, I thank all the participants for your active participation. Thank you everyone once again, and let's gather tomorrow virtually at 3 p.m. Thank you for making this inaugural session victorious. Thank you all.